Tonight's story is called The Forgotten Key and the Van. Once upon a time, Jeremy came round to my house with his girlfriend. He had dinner with us and then said that he wanted to sleep in his van. So I thought, that's fine, you can sleep in your van. And off he went with the girlfriend to sleep in the van. So we said, tomorrow morning you can come in the house and have breakfast with us. And we gave him our house key to let himself in case we are still fast asleep. The next morning, we woke up quite early. So we were awake before he was awake, and he came round later, so we just let him in. He didn't need to use the key. And he stayed for breakfast and for lunch. And then in the late afternoon, he decided to go back to his van with his girlfriend and drive off. He completely forgot to give me back the key. Just then, Helen shouted, "He's forgotten to give you the key." And I was only wearing flip-flops, so I started to run after him. But it was very difficult to run in flip-flops. I couldn't go very fast.
This will make you slow?
Yes, flip-flops make you run slowly. But I ran anyway.
What do you see flip-flops? What are flip-flops?
Where are the flip-flops? They were outside the kitchen door. So I ran anyway, and it was too late. He was already in the van, and the van was turning out of the parking lot, and he hadn't seen me. I tried to wave, but he didn't see me. I tried to shout, but they didn't hear me. I ran after the van, and they didn't see me. But they were going very slowly because they were just starting. Just in time, I managed to jump onto the ladder at the back of the van and hang on tightly. Then I banged on the van to try and make them to stop. But they didn't hear me. And their van started to go faster and faster. And I banged on the back of the van. Bang, 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 I'm here. Stop the van. But they didn't hear me. And all the cars which were going past us saw me hang on the back of the van and went beep, 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 beep.
What?
Well, the cars behind the van were going beep, 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 beep.
Why?
Because they could see me hang on the back of the van. They wanted to warn Jonathan, the van driver, that someone was hanging on the back. So I went bang, 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 but he still didn't hear me. And all the cars driving past were going beep, 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 beep. He must have wondered why all the cars were going beep, beep. He thought, silly people. Finally, after about 5 minutes, he heard me banging. And he said to his girlfriend, I wonder what that banging noise is. Let's go and investigate. So he decided to stop the van, got out to have a look, and there I was, hanging on for dear life at the back of the van. I was so glad he'd stopped, but very, very frightened. Then I explained to him that he'd forgotten to give me the key. So he gave me the key. I put it in my pocket, and then I got in the van, and he drove me back to where I started from. It was a very frightening experience. I don't recommend hanging on the back of anybody's van. It's too dangerous.
Why?
But I didn't expect that to happen. I thought he was going to stop the van straight away. I thought he was going to hear me, but he didn't.
Why?
Why what? Why didn't he hear me?
Yes.
Perhaps because the van's very...
Tell the same story again.
No, well, said again. Perhaps because the van is very big, he didn't hear me, and maybe the van's a very noisy van, and there's things inside the van which rattle around like sticks and stones and bricks and things like that, and tools. So that could explain why he didn't hear me. So, you got the gist of the story? He forgot to give me the key, so I jumped on the back of the van, banged as loud as I could, but the van was driving faster and faster.
Again.
I just did. Just because it's shorter doesn't mean to say it's not the same story. So right from the beginning, you mean?
Yeah.
So Jeremy came round yesterday for lunch and then dinner. Or was it just dinner? No, he came round yesterday for dinner to borrow. Actually, came to borrow some tools for his van. So he took the tools back to the van, worked on his van all afternoon, and then came to have dinner with us. Then he said that he and his girlfriend were going to sleep in the van for the night. So Helen agreed to lend him our key so he could come in the house tomorrow morning. That was just in case we weren't awake. Well, as it happened, we were awake before him. So, when he arrived at the house, we opened the door for him, and he didn't need the key. Then he had lunch with us, as well, breakfast and lunch, and then in the evening he decided to leave with his girlfriend, and he left. But just after he'd left, my wife Helen, she shouted, "He's forgotten to give us the key back." So I ran after him, but as he had already gone round the corner. As I was wearing flip-flops, I couldn't go very fast, but I ran as fast as I could.
What are flip-flops?
Flip-flops like those shoes which go flop, flop, flop when you walk. You slip them on. They're not shoes which are tight. They're called flip-flops because when you walk, they make a flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop noise.
And of course, and also can call it, and also can call it slippers.
Well, it's a bit like slippers, but they're flip-flops. They have a strap which goes over here like that, but usually nothing at the back. So the strap goes over the top of your foot, but usually there's nothing at the back of your foot. And so the back bit goes up and down, make a flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop noise. Clip-clop, clip-clop, like that. Anyway, I tried to run in the flip-flops, and that was very hard. Anyway, eventually I got to the car park, but I shouted, but they didn't hear me, and I waved, but they didn't see me, and they turned into the road and started driving off. Well, I couldn't reach them in time, but I just managed to reach the back of the van, and there's a ladder at the back of the van, so I grabbed the ladder and jumped on, and thought, now I'm on, I can bang on the van to stop them. So I went bang, 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 but they didn't hear me, and they kept driving and went faster and faster, and I kept banging, and as the cars passed us...
But then he said to friends, he said it was a long time he did his.
It was a long time I was on the back of the... Yes. And I banged as much as I could, and cars were going past us and beeping at Jonathan, going beep, 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 beep.
And can you turn me out? Can you turn me out a bit?
Yes.
Because calling the drivers, you stop because there's a man running and at the back of the. Can you tell me that bit?
Yes. So the cars were all beeping to Jonathan to say, as if to say, "There's somebody hanging on the back of your van. Stop your van. Stop your van." But Jonathan didn't know why they were beeping. He thought, what are they beeping for, these silly people? So he beeped back. He went beep, beep, back at them. And they went beep, beep. And he went beep, beep. So he thought they were just being rude. So he beeped at them as much as they beeped at him. But finally, after about 5 minutes, he heard me banging and he stopped the car.
And said to his friends.
He stopped the van and said to Charlotte, "I wonder what that noise is, that banging noise." And Charlotte said, "It must be some bricks or tools moving in the back of the van. It's normal. Drive on." But I went bang, 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 bang. And finally he realised there was something odd. So he decided to go and have a look. He went around the back of the van and found me hanging on for dear life. So he stopped the van and I could get off and relax a bit on the slope going back. But anyway, then I said to him, I said, "You forgot to give me the key." And he said, "Oh, yes, so sorry, I forgot." So he took the key off his key ring and gave it to me. And then I got in the van and he gave me a lift all the way back to our house. And I got out and put the key in the drawer and went out to see you. And that's the end of the story.
But it took a long time. It took a long time to you to come.
That's right. Well, that's because the van went such a long way away. That's why it took such a long time to come back. It wasn't like it was just round the corner. We went almost all the way to another town.